So what's up guys, today I have a video tutorial on how to BufferedReader and BufferedWriter works in Java. So I'm gonna show you right now. Let's start. So here, okay, we're gonna run our we're gonna create a new file. So in Java we're gonna build a new project named the buffers, and then buffers. So it's automatically created a new class inside the project, and then so first I'm gonna explain how the BufferedReader and BufferedWriter works in Java. So I'm gonna what's that? Okay. So first is BufferedReader. So what is BufferedReader? A BufferedReader is read text from a character input stream, buffering characters so as to provide for the efficient reading of characters, arrays, and lines. The buffer size may be specified and the default size may be used. The default is large enough for most purposes, so it says that BufferedReader has a lot of purposes, not other like FileReader, because FileReader, it says that FileReader, where's FileReader? It says that where's the FileReader? Okay, FileReader. It says that the FileReader is read text from character. So it's just said that it based on the bytes of the characters. So if there are how many characters, so that is the value of the byte, the bit of the file. So it is more convenient to use BufferedReader because it use different methods, and there are a lot of things you can do with this what do you call this one, this function on the system. Okay, so first I'm gonna show you on how the BufferedReader works. So before BufferedReader works, first you have to create your file. So we will create your file, so we will name the file input file. But before you will use this file, you have to import the name of the file. But don't worry, Visual Studio Code is automatically can create or can import the file, such as like just this. It just appeared automatically. So file, new file, and then the name of the file is my file, and then myfile.txt. And then if you already have a file, you just have to import. So if you already have the file, which is myfile.txt, you should have the FileReader or store it inside the FileReader. So FileReader, we're gonna add the variable, which is the FileReader, and then new FileReader, and then inside the parameter, or inside the close and open parenthesis, you will just put the file name. So what is the file name? So the file name is my text file, and then the my file text is stored in the file. So you can just put the variable name inside the FileReader, and then now the file is stored in the FileReader variable. So you can also, so if unable to work the BufferedReader, so you can use, or you can store this variable inside the BufferedReader, which is okay, I try to store it. Buffer reader, and then yeah, it automatically stored inside of it. So the buffer reader is stored inside here, and now the file reader variable is stored in the buffer reader variable. And then, in able to work this file or this function, you can call the object name. So the object name is the buffer reader, and then you can click dot, and then you can see here a lot of methods, functions you can see in this options. So most functionals is use the write reader, so read, but it much better if you use the read line, because read line is the purpose of read line is to store or store the return value of the read line. So if there is a value inside the my file tag txt, so the purpose of the buffer read line is to read the text file or the data file inside the my text file. So before you will create a file, so in able to create a file and to appear it here, you can use the try catch instead. So first we'll enter the try catch method, and then if else to create a new file, which is the file that create new file, and then inside the if else, inside the if, we will store this inside, and then you can also input if the file is already created. So file created, okay, just like that. And then if the file is already created, we can use first the file writer before the file reader, because you can't read a file if there is no value inside the file. So first we are going to create a file writer. So file writer, we're gonna store the file writer here. So the value of the file writer here is the file. So what is the file? Yeah, the variable name file. And then in able to work the buffer reader, so you need to have a value of the file, but you don't have the value of it. So we will use the file writer, but we are focusing on the BufferedWriter. So in able to work the BufferedWriter, so the BufferedWriter is the BufferedWriter. Okay, the BufferedWriter is automatically imported in the top, and then the BufferedWriter will also create a new variable, and then new BufferedWriter, and then the value of the BufferedWriter is the file writer. So in the BufferedWriter there are also different methods and functions. So if you click the BufferedWriter variable and then you click the dot, okay, you can use the write method, which is avoid. So we're gonna use this to store value inside the myfile.txt. So we will just input different values. So example, hello world, and then closed, buffer reader closed. Actually you should have buffer reader, not the buffer reader, BufferedWriter. Okay, if you will create if you use this kind of method, you shouldn't have to forget this close method, because it says that closes the stream flushing it first, because once the stream has been closed or further or write or flush, the invocation will cause an IO exception with thrown. So if you don't use the BufferedWriter close, it automatically go into IO exception to be thrown. So we should use close to overwrite. Okay, so if you want to try to run the code, so file created, and the myfile.txt here, which is stored inside the file, is automatically created below the app, the Java. So the value inside of the my.txt file is hello world. As we can see, we have been used the right method, and inside of it has the value of hello world, and yeah, it functionally successfully. So okay, and now we're done with the BufferedWriter. So that's the purpose of the BufferedWriter. So you can use different values inside of it. So we can also use a BufferedWriter.newLine. So what's the purpose of a new line? To create a new line. So if you also add another BufferedWriter.append, so the purpose of the append method is same with the write, but the difference with this append is you can use different characters or special characters like hashtag, like that, I mean string, like like this. And then if you try to use this, and then if you try to run, okay, if we already have a file here, and then we have used the create new file, it automatically goes to the else statement. But if we change it to exist, it will go inside of this line of code inside. So if we will try to run, so what is happening right now? Okay, I forgot to include the, and then file created, and inside the myfile text we have so what if we don't have this new line? So this will happen, guys. If you didn't put the new line, there will be no also new line created inside the file. So if we'll go back here, so that's the purpose of the new line statement. So that is the what do you call this one? That is the one of the features of the BufferedWriter function or method. So let's go for the file reader, I mean the BufferedReader. So enable to function the BufferedReader it is just same with this. So we can also we should also use the file writer, but here we should use file reader instead. So BufferedReader, so same with here, but you can also use different methods. So earlier I used the red line. So enable to use the red line, we should have put it inside the print. So if you will put a system out and print, we should have put this inside of it, and then the rest. Okay, let's continue. So the purpose of so if you will try to run this BufferedReader read line, so try to run. So file created. Hello world. So the buffer reader or the red line method, it says that read a line of text. So inside the my file text, it's just read the first line, which is the hello world, not the second line. So enable to what do you call this? Enable to print all the value inside my file. So you can just use buffer readers dot red. So if you want to read it, I think you have to use the file reader. Okay, I just try to use this instead. And then I just try if it has the good, it's better. Okay, you will try. So it's just 72. So it just read or throws the character or the value. So the value is 72. So that's not a string. Okay. So enable to print out all the values. So that is also a different kind of function and different way to print all the functions, or I mean print all the values or print the data inside the my.txt. So just the purpose, the only purpose of the buffer reader is to use all of these methods, this equals, this reset, delete, to mark, to notify, and these are different functions such as like this. So if you will use this notify, so this is a void. So what if we try to system out this instead? So it said in the value that notify is may not wake up appropriate thread. So it's synchronous black to be sure motion buffer is held. So this is void. So what if we try to move these files name package where? Okay, so I don't know what's the purpose of this method, but that is a kind of the feature of the buffer reader. So I hope you learned so much in my video, and thank you.